Welcome back. So today, let's grab some coffee actually. Excuse me while I get back into the swing of fiends again. Okay. Anyway, in my crisis of about to turn 30, I think what we're going to do is declutter some stuff. Mostly because I'm tired of hauling it every time I move, which so far has been every year for the last 3 years, and I have a lot of books. Which I love because I love books and I love how homey they are and I love to read and I still want to read all of these books. Well, I mean, I think I still want to read all of these books, but realistically, I'm not going to be able to get to some of them for a really long time, if ever. And I'm a little tired of carting them around. So we're going to figure something out. Which brings me to why we're here today, which is we're going to go through the shelves. We're going to take down the ones. Well, we're going to sort through the books and determine which ones we think I'm realistically going to read in the next, I don't know, 5 years? That's an arbitrary number, but the next 5 years. And keep those. And the ones I'm like, realistically, I'm not going to get to you, or I'm no longer interested in reading you, or whatever. And we're going to unhaul those. So this is going to be, let's call this our quarter life crisis unhaul. And that should probably be the title of this video. Okay, cheers. We are armed with coffee. And now we are going to go through all these books. Let's do it. And I'm sorry if I'm speaking too loudly into the mic. This is my first time using it. So bear with me. And I'm sorry if there's background noises. Someone's moving into their house they just bought next door. So let's see how this goes. Okay. First of all, we are going to go through my writing, English literature, poetry, screenplay, essays section, which I guess I could talk about how I organize my shelves. Which, let's talk about that for a second, because I've organized my shelves this way for the last 10 years, 10 plus years. And it makes sense to my brain, but it might be unorthodox to others. I don't know. Okay, we start up here with our writing books on writing, books in story structure, creativity, all of that. And then we merge into our next topic of the English arts, language arts, which we have a teeny bit of grammar, and then poetry. And this book of Saturday Evening Post Treasury that is on the shelf because it doesn't fit on the shelf below it very well, so it lives there instead. More poetry, our random little rules for household staff, Downton Abbey, which was a ex-library book. Again, we have Tales from Shakespeare, Beowulf translations, because, one can truly never own enough. And then we bridge into short stories, and then we bridge into plays. Screenplays, plays. And then we have a little section that I like to call my little mini Hollywood history filmmaking section, which includes music in the westerns of John Ford, Katharine Hepburn's book on the making of the African Queen, memoirs, TCM books, more essays, and then we go into our next section, which naturally is our geography. After our geography section is naturally our history books. So I try to do the history books in chronological order, but also I don't think I have majorly unhauled a lot of history books, because they're heavy and they're thick, and I'm not going to get to all of them. But also, I really love historical fiction, and I really like writing stories that are set in times in the past. And your girl likes research, and she was a history minor in college for a reason. She just likes learning stuff. So we start with Byzantium, and then we do a nice little time jump to the mid 1800s and into the early 1900s. For those who don't know, one of my most times I love learning the most about is from the turn of the century up through like the 1960s, early 70s. I just find that period of time fascinating to watch how things shifted and changed and flowed into each other and impacted, and I don't know. She loves it. And then we finally get into our fiction, which is categorized very neatly in alphabetical order, minus any exceptions of books where they got slightly out of order when I was unpacking them from a move, and maybe it's not quite as pristinely in alphabetical order as it once was, but also time constraints. That is all of these, like from basically this singular little skinny bin volume, all of these shelves, all of up here until we get to this little book thief down here, and then we have stacks and little random books that I have purchased that aren't organized or are other history nonfiction books or other nonfiction books that I found in a box after I'd already set all this up and I didn't feel like moving all the books, so they were just sitting there for me to go through today. And this is not counting books I have in shelves elsewhere in the apartment. That explains my shelf organization system. It's going to be difficult. I was an English major in college. Shocking. So I don't think I'm going to call out a lot of books from this section, but we'll see. There might be a couple I can get rid of and not instantly regret. Oxford Book of English Verse is probably not going to be one of them. Maybe this guy. We'll see. Let's go through the shelves. Okay, we're going to try attaching to my shirt and see how that goes. Treat sources for keeping. Name the book. All of those are staying. I think Literary Journey through Wartime Britain. We're just going to keep because... Oh, I can get rid of this one. I think we're just going to throw them on the floor. Dictionary of Synonyms and Antonyms from the 1930s. A little bit distressed here. It's falling apart. I think if I have another, I can find a dictionary in better shape that will serve me more value. I don't need that. Hang on to that. Anything C.S. Lewis we're keeping, obviously. This is falling apart, but it's just Christina Rossetti's works. So I don't really want to get rid of it. Just because sometimes this stuff's hard to find. So I guess we're going to keep that. Eat Shoot Sleeves we're keeping. How to Become a Straight A Student. I don't know. I'm kind of curious to quickly read through that. So we're going to hang on to that. like, I'm not in school anymore, but I don't know. I'm kind of curious. For that, on writing well, classic guide to writing nonfiction. Let's hang on to that. I might give that a shot here. I might try to read both of those actually relatively soon and just see how I feel about them. Through Italy with the Poets. Another older poetry collection. I think it's just poems about Italy in like different areas from 1908. It's just so unique. I don't really want to get rid of it. 12 centuries of English poetry and prose. This is another big poetry book. Ooh. They have like faceplates from books in here. Ooh. Beowulf. Which translation is this? I wonder. Well, we may hang on to this for a little bit. We'll hang on to that for a little bit longer. Saturday Evening Post Treasury. I think we're going to hang on to this for a bit as well. Just because I've never really stopped to deep dive into it too much, but it has like short stories and articles just from the Saturday Evening Post across the years. And I don't know, I just think it would be interesting to spend some time going through it. Yeah, we're going to hang on to this for a little bit. Downton Abbey Rules for Household Staff, ex-library book, purely for fun. I don't know, I think we can get rid of this. I think it's funny. Downton Abbey has so many good memories of watching it with siblings, but I don't think I need to hang on to this. If I ever need to do research on any of that stuff, that information is readily available. This is a Milton Paradise Lost. I like that this is actually a nice smaller copy. It's pretty yellowed though. Oh, dang it. I don't know if I want to keep it or get rid of it. Well, shoot. I think we're going to hang on to it for a little bit longer. And it's not that big. We're going to keep that. Wasteland, we're going to keep. You're going to keep all of those. Keep all the screenplays. Royal Mile Castle to Holyrood. This is oh, dang it. Actually, I think I might want to keep this. Vertigo years, I know I want to read. Good years, I want to read. I wanted to read that one for research. Man Who Never Was is a pretty interesting story. I want to keep that. I know I want to keep that. Dang it. Okay. So I think I want to keep all of the nonfiction books here. So I guess we're going to move on to fiction. Okay. We have moved on to the fiction section. For now, I don't think we're going to keep Little Women, obviously. All my Jane Austens. Peter Pan for now. I've never read Peter Pan, but I think we're going to hang on to that. Ooh, I don't know if I want to keep 39 Steps or not. I really like this edition, but I don't actually know if I'm ever going to reread it. So I might actually get rid of it. Maybe. That's a tough decision. Actually, you know what? I might give this to my brother. I bet he would enjoy this. And then I'm passing it on to someone who would appreciate it. Same with the sequel, Green Mantle. We'll give both of those to my brother. And then he can read them. Keep. I don't know if I'm ever going to reread these, so I might get rid of them actually. So we might just keep the ones I haven't read yet and see if anyone else is interested in having copies of those. Oh wow, we are actually being a bit more ruthless than I thought I could be. We'll bring down Piranesi. I haven't read that one, so we'll hang on to it. We'll keep Alice. We'll keep that one. Willer Cather. I haven't read any of those. We're going to keep G.K. Chesterton. I kind of actually like this little mass market Partners in Crime by Agatha Christie. Tommy and Tuppence is one of my favorites of the stuff she did. So we're going to keep that. We're going to keep this 2 years before the mast. Is a really beautiful edition. I don't know if I'm going to read it. I think it's a memoir, if I remember correctly. I would need to do a little research. I'm tempted to get rid of it, but I might hang on. I'll do a little more research on this one before I get rid of it, because it's pretty pretty. It's a pretty nice looking edition. We'll hang on to that. Agatha Christie, we're going to keep that. I feel like I have already unhauled a lot of Agatha Christie's. Just because there's a few I'm like, I'm not going to reread you. I'll just pass you along. And then there's some. Yeah, usually they're hiding back behind here. So I actually think I unhauled a lot of Agatha Christie's already. Or they're hiding somewhere in storage that I forgot about and I will find and deal with. Moving on to Dickens, we'll keep Bleak House, classic, Christmas Carol classic, Christmas Books and Stories. Ooh, All the Light We Cannot See. I'm going to hang on to because I was watching the mini-series. I'm a little tempted to actually reread the book and see how I feel about it again. Count of Monte Cristo. Oh, classic. That's hard to get rid of. I guess we're going to hang on to it. I don't know when I'll get to it. But we're going to hang on to it because I probably should attempt it at some point. Great Gatsby we're keeping. Mama's Bank Account I want to keep. I already read it. It's really sweet. It's a little hard to find. So I think I'm going to hang on to it just because it's a little hard to find and it's really sweet. Little turn of the century novel inspired by the author's childhood. And it's just a nice, sweet story. So we're going to keep that. Howard's End, we're going to keep. I haven't read any E.M. Forster yet. Oh, this book is about the Spanish Civil War. And it's a series I've always been curious to read, but this is book 2 and I've never found book 1 yet. I wonder, maybe I can find it on Libby ebook and try to read the first book that way and see if it's worth keeping or not. Bellamy Trial, I want to keep. This is a mystery book, so I probably would have a really hard time finding this again, but I remember really enjoying this because it was hard to guess who done it, and it's all like the mystery takes place during the trial, so that's kind of unique. We're going to keep this. I've always kind of wanted to give that one a shot, so we're going to hang on to it for now. Oh, Secrets She Kept. I don't think I've read this one. I really kind of don't remember. Yeah, I've not read that one. We're going to hang on. I guess we're going to hang on to it for now and see how I feel about it. We'll try reading it here in a bit, and then if I get into it, we'll keep it and read it and then get rid of it. If I don't get into it and I'm just annoyed, we'll just unhaul it. Does that need to be another stack of books? Actually. Guys, I might need to make stacks of books. We're going to put you into, we're going to try to read you. And then if I don't get into it, we'll just unhaul you and be done. Okay. Elizabeth Couch, we're going to keep for now. I'm never getting rid of 84 Charing Cross Road. Georgette Hire has always been on my list. We're not going to talk about my multiple copies of Goodbye, Mr. Chips. Keeping Kazuo Ishiguro, obviously. It's one of my favorite authors. News of the World. I want to keep Girl from the Train. I'm going to throw in that stack, but we're going to give it a shot and see if we like it and then decide. Jumpa Lahiri's a keep. We'll throw these on that stack. Chimney Smoke. This little... it's kind of like poetry by Christopher Morley. I'm kind of hang on to that for now and decide. I think we're going to throw At Home on Midford on that stack of let's give it a shot. See how we like it. That's all going to be keep. Emily St. John Mandel's up here and you can't see because I moved the camera. Emily St. John Mandel we're keeping. Station 11. 10 out of 10 recommend. If you haven't read it, read it. It blew up for a reason. Red House Mystery, I guess we're going to keep. I need to research what that one is. I think we're just going to get rid of this one because I don't envision ever rereading it. So, Pachinko, I just read that. We're going to keep it for now. I really liked it. Hi and Potok, we're keeping. Orwell, we're keeping. Those I just got. Emily Below. We're going to throw that on my stack of let's give it a shot and then decide. Maybe the same for this random vintage novel. The Talesman. We're going to keep those. Keep Sayers. I have this copy. This horrible, horrible, ugly copy of the complete stories of Dorothy L. Sayers in this disgusting neon yellow edition. But I got it for really cheap. And it's the complete stories. So I guess we're hanging on to it for now. Wednesday Wars and okay for now. We're not getting rid of. Obviously. They're some of my favorite books. And they are middle grade fiction. But I think they're spectacular books that everyone should read. And, well, they're amazing. I can't rave about them enough, not gonna lie. Ruta Cipitis we're keeping. Still haven't read any of those. Neville Shute we're keeping. Because Neville Shute. Kenilworth by Sir Walter Scott. I might actually get rid of because I don't know if I'm ever going to read it. I don't know, guys. I don't know. I think we might unhaul it. Which is sad because look at that edition. It's such a beautiful green gold embossed, which is why I hung on to it so long, quite frankly. So we'll see if anyone wants that. And The Talesman, I don't think I'm ever going to reread. It is a kind of cute little copy. I think we can probably get rid of this too. This feels so controversial as someone who always gets old books and hangs on to them for years and years and years. Summer Before the War I really enjoyed. I think I would loan that out. Steinbeck we're keeping. Mary Stewart we're keeping. Those are funny vintage novels I want to read. Rosemary Sutcliffe we're keeping. Want to read. Ooh, The Help. I think we're going to hang on to The Help for now. Tarkington we're going to hang on to. Tay's Vintage Mysteries we're going to hang on to. Angela Ferkel we're going to hang on to. We are just, getting rid of so many books here in the fiction section. We're going to keep all those. I think we're going to throw these on though. Let's try it and then get rid of if we're not getting into it. Stack. Sheets we're keeping. Infinitely Trollope we're keeping. Tolstoy we're keeping. Tolkien we're keeping. H.G. Wells we're keeping. I guess we're going to keep those. Let's throw this on that stack. Keeping Wodehouse we're keeping because Wodehouse. Cade Mutiny we're keeping. This is then going to take us into some of the nonfiction and whatnot books that I own. So these are in stacks, so we might need to pull these out and go through it that way. So let's give that a shot, shall we? Okay, we're going to pull out. These are the stacks of books that I'm going to start, see if I get into DNF and get rid of if I'm not getting into it, or just read and then get rid of and unhaul it. Unless I really love it, and then I'll hang on to it for a bit. Because that is the way of how I do things around here. So, let's try to push these out of the way a little bit. And we'll stack those. We'll put those on my shelf in the living room for books to get to sooner rather than later. And let's pull out these stacks out that we're going to keep. We can move up there now that there's space. Female Frontier. Officer's Manual on Western Front. That's just one of those random ones I got for book research that I'm going to hang on to. Move that up. 12 Angry Men, keep. Classic Chess Problems, we're going to keep. Memoir of the Resistance en France during World War II. Keep. American Homefront, Alistair Cook. Oh, I think I still want to read that. Book on Nurses in World War II, we're going to keep. I want to keep these. World War I and post-World War I nonfiction. Wow, I really did call all these, didn't I? Well, shoot. I don't think I want to get rid of any of those. Which, I guess we're going to cart them around again. Don't look at my unhaul stack. It's not that big. I thought I was going to be able to be a lot more ruthless than I am. Today's not that day. That might actually be moving day. And I decide, no, I don't want to cart 12 boxes of books to the next location, and I'll go crazy and unhaul a lot more. But for now, we're going to work through that stack and then do it that way. I think once I'm done with that stack, maybe we'll start chipping away at some of the other ones that have been here in a while and call out that way. That might just need to be the way we do this. So I guess that's the next step. So, yeah. Editing Hanna here, coming in to say that I didn't really film an outro for this video, but if you stuck around here to the end, it was obviously a very long, slightly delusional unhaul, in which I didn't really get rid of a lot of books and just sort of made stacks of books I'm going to try to read in the near future that are now sitting not over here, over on this side, off camera, for me to read.
So yeah, thanks for sticking around to the end. If you're still here, leave a comment and tell me what you're currently reading. I just finished My Lady Jane. Um, this book right here. Really enjoyed it. Very fun historical fantasy romp, alternate history. Just a good time. Hit the spot. So yeah, that was this video. Excited to be back to making videos. And I will see you again sometime soon with my next video. So thanks for sticking around. Feel free to like and subscribe. And